Now I know there's a lot of people who are like, I can't outsource. I don't. We'll talk about that. I promise. I don't know why I've got some real cares. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren Kidd. I am a business strategist for the busy mompreneur. I teach moms how to start, run, and scale their online businesses so they can be present in their kids' lives. Today we're going to talk about something mildly controversial: outsourcing. Oh no, I said it. Outsourcing in your business. Now I know there's a lot of people who are like, I can't outsource. I don't. We'll talk about that. I promise. I don't know why I've got some real cares. This is what you get. This is what you get when you get me. So we're going to talk about outsourcing in your business because there are 3 reasons why you need to do it. We're going to dive right in. Number 1, you can't do it alone. Now, this is a really terrifying thing, especially for those of you who are starting out and you're like, I'm super private on my social media. Social media is one of the very first things that I highly suggest outsourcing because you cannot be online all the time. You can't do it. You just can't. You're going to be exhausted because when you start to grow and you start to scale and you're getting that momentum going, you're going to want to branch out onto other platforms. What do I preach? I preach sticking to 1 to 2 platforms while you're growing because you want to get really consistent. And maybe you're not to the outsourcing point yet. And you want to show up and you want to show out and you want people to understand that you are going to be there for them. And that is why that they should hire you for whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're an accountant or a VA or a bookkeeper or a web designer or a coach or whatever it is, whether you sell Etsy stuff or you make blankets, you're going to be there when you say you're going to be there. You're going to deliver with what you say you're going to deliver, right? But as you really start to grow and you get that momentum going, you are going to start expanding. You're going to have your Facebook, you're going to have an Instagram, you're going to maybe have a TikTok, you're going to have a blog, you're going to have a YouTube channel, you're going to have your email list, you're going to have all these components. And you're a mompreneur. You've got appointments, dental care, doctor's appointments, errands to run, groceries to get, food to make, soccer meets and co-ops and parent-teacher things. And maybe one night you just have like a half a second sitting in the driveway listening to music really loud just so that you can have some mommy quiet time, right? When you are scaling to the point that you've got the momentum and you're getting going, you gotta outsource. Bring somebody on to help, whether it's a VA just for hit or miss things. Hey, I need you to do this little task or this little task, or whether you bring somebody on relatively full-time or part-time, 20 hours a week, something like that, so that they can help you get your business organized so that you're showing up consistently. Outsource the scheduling of your posts. Maybe you still write your posts. I'm 5.5 years into my business, and to this day, I create all of my content myself. Everything you hear from me is me. This is one of my favorite things to do. I love creating content, and I love creating content that is relevant to what you need to hear and where you are in your business at this point, okay? I still create all of my content, but when it comes to scheduling, I don't do all that stuff anymore. I don't have time for it. I've got at any given time 15 clients in rotation. I've got courses that I'm helping put together or doing myself. I have 2 family businesses now. If you haven't already checked out Mommy's on a Mission for the Family, we'll link that below so that you can go check that out. That's for moms, dads, anybody looking to leave their 9 to 5 and just, make more money for their families, completely replace it. It's really what I do with Mommy's on a Mission, Successful Mom Entrepreneurs, also linked below. It's just more geared towards the family in and of itself, how to really involve the whole family. Now, I know, very similar to what I do. It is very similar, but it is something that both my husband and my son are now involved in, and it's super exciting. But you can't do it alone. We are actually growing kind of quickly, so we are considering hiring a VA specifically for that business now, and it's amazing because when we started this, it's just itty bitty, and now it's getting to the point where we are going to need to outsource some of the stuff. Because I've got my business, we have our family business, Kids on a Boat. We now have For the Family, and my husband has his business, and my husband still works. So, or at least for now, so we'll see. But mostly because he likes it in healthcare, But you can't do it all alone. You've got to bring somebody on to help. I have now somebody who, for the last, I don't know, pretty much all year, pretty much this entire year. And I told you guys I would never outsource this because I used to have so much fun doing it. but I just can't anymore. I have somebody who does my YouTube full time, and she is amazing. I'm actually going to include her link. Her name is Freddie. She's phenomenal, and she's going to watch this and be like, oh my God, you plugged me. She's phenomenal, and I just absolutely adore what she does. She's a magician with YouTube. So I have somebody who specifically does my YouTube channel. I have somebody who specifically does my Mommy's on a Mission Facebook group, Successful Mom Entrepreneurs. I manage everything for Kids on a Boat, so that's a lot. But all across the board, everything else, you've got to outsource. You've got a lot on your plate. Number two, you're not going to do it alone. You cannot do it alone. You cannot scale alone. You just can't do it because you cannot physically be there on all platforms. Let's just pretend you're like, I'm just going to schedule it out. Kudos, you listened. It's amazing. But you're not going to be able to keep up with all the responses yourself. That is one thing that I highly preach, is that you really need to be there for your ideal people. When they have questions, when they're talking about things, when they need your help, you need to be able to be there. But you can't be there if you're constantly in the maintenancing of your business stage. If you're constantly scheduling your emails or your posts or your YouTubes or your Instagrams or your Reels, you're always in the creation mode. You're never going to have time for reach outs or marketing or any of that stuff. So you can't actually scale your business to a very good income business without outsourcing something. At some point, you're going to need a VA, and I have an amazing one. Her name is Jessie Halverson. She's phenomenal. I'm going to link her profile below. Actually, Freddie, if you would be so kind, I'm going to put Jessie's page right here. Mom Elevated. She is phenomenal. If you need a VA, I highly recommend her. She's trustworthy. You only have to tell her once, and she's going to do a bang up job on everything she does. Her prices are redonkulously reasonable. I absolutely adore her. Yes, she's a client. Has been for like 5 years, but she is absolutely amazing. And you need her. You need her on your side in order to scale your business. Yes, you can do it when you're just starting out. And number three, if you're just starting out and you can't technically pay anybody just yet, that's okay. We've all been there, but you're starting small. We're talking about scaling right now. If you're just starting small, save. Every time somebody pays you something, whether it's an $11 item or a $100 item or your first $1,000 item, save a portion of what you make for your outsourcing budget. I cannot recommend this enough. Every single time I get paid, doesn't matter what I get paid at this point, I take a percentage and I just sock it aside for my assistants because it's necessary. I cannot do this alone. There is always a portion set aside. And if I don't use it all, that's phenomenal. But if I need to bring on somebody else, like we're going to have to for the family, it's going to be right there. So again, doesn't matter if you make an $11 item, stick $1 aside. Every bit counts. Okay, saving for that outsourcing. And then find somebody who you can afford. All of my assistants are very reasonable. I absolutely adore them. They do phenomenal jobs. Some of them are on the higher end pay scale, but they've been with me a long time. Like I said, Freddie's been there all year. She's phenomenal. Jessie is very reasonably rated for a VA. Her prices are very typical of what you're going to find. Again, you can find those. I'll link her below, but if you scroll back a little bit, you'll see her there. But make sure that you are saving so that you can outsource. It is crucial when it comes to scaling your business. You need the help. You cannot be everywhere all at once because you still have to be a mom. And that's the most important job that you are ever going to have. Yes, your business makes you a hefty income, or it will make you a hefty income, whatever your hefty income goal is. Your hefty income goal could be $1,000 a month. That's phenomenal. I have a client who doesn't live in this area, and $1,000 a month is literally like the Ritz of the Ritz where she lives. I'm not going to tell you where she lives, none of your business, but it is phenomenal. Like the fact that she is making $1,500 a month now, like it just blows people's minds. Okay, it just absolutely, and her products are very expensive. I mean, I think her most expensive thing is like 27 US, which is a lot there, but I digress. She makes about $1,500 a month, and that's her biggest goal. That's okay. It's a reasonable goal. All of her expenses a month are like $300. Leaves her a lot to play with. Okay, so it doesn't matter what your goal is, right? You can make it happen, but you're going to need to outsource. This is the same with hiring a coach, which we're going to talk about in our next video. It is an expense, but it is something that you're going to need at some point in order to make that business scalable. Okay. So number one, you cannot do it alone. You're going to be exhausted all the time. Number two, you can't scale alone because you can't be in all of the places all the time and be 100% present. Okay. And number three, if you're just starting out, it's okay. Save for your outsourcing now. Save now so that you can pay for outsourcing when you're ready. Outsource before you're ready. Make sure you can financially do it all. I understand you're a mom budgets. I get it. Been there, done that. I deal with it all the time. But make sure that you are saving to outsource. So I'm going to link everybody that I talked about below. I'm going to make sure that you guys have all of the ins and outs. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to come join us in Mommy's on a Mission. And we'd love to have you. We talk all things business, scaling, and making a phenomenal income while still raising those babies. I will see you guys right back here next Monday. And if you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Bye.